What's going on, YouTube? Matthew back here with you today. I got a package I'm going to share with you. I haven't done a video in a little over a week, and I'm sorry about that. I've been a little under the weather. I was for several days this past week. Combining that with some crazy weather patterns, winter weather mixed with spring weather, back and forth. We had some tornado warnings the other day. I was actually planning on doing a video a couple of days ago, and it just so happened that we got up into this to just a little bit above 60 degrees that day here, and we ended up getting tornado warnings and everything because there was all this warm air from the south that was hitting cold air, Arctic air that was moving across Lake Erie from the north, and it created just some really, bad weather conditions here in northeast Ohio, and in northwestern Pennsylvania. But uh, but anyway, this package actually came in on Friday. Now today is Friday. Now, one reason I say it came in on Friday, it did not come in today. It actually came in last Friday, and I've had it laying on my desk all that time. Now, the reason I had it laying on my desk is I said I'll open it and do it, during a video. And I did have two TMs come in before this, and I haven't had anything coming after that. And one reason is I haven't bought anything. I've been sick. I haven't really been looking to buy much lately. And that's like I said, part of the reason why I haven't done a video in a while. I want to share this with you. This is not a major, even though this isn't a bubble mailer. This is not a major pickup. This is a lot um, of cards. And to be honest with you, it's been so long now I can't even quite remember what it was in it. One thing I will tell you, it is from a seller that I've mentioned in several videos over the years that I bought many items from. Ron Harvey from Florida, I believe. Actually, it's from Georgia. I'm sorry, Georgia. But anyway, that's what I paid for this lot. $1.34, and this purchase was made on February 22nd. This was off of eBay, and Ryan always packages everything awesomely. You're never going to have to worry about anything you buy from him arriving damaged because he makes good, he makes very sure that everything he sells is shipped very nicely. And he does that even though, I mean, like I said, I won this lot in an auction, paid tax and all, $1.30. So, he didn't make any money on this particular sale. Yet he still took the time to ship this in a bubble mailer and properly. And, I mean, he actually sells a lot of high-end stuff, but he'll throw up a few lots like this a couple of times a week. And I actually bid on a couple that he's got up right now that don't go off, I don't think, till tomorrow or the next day one. Not sure. But he throws up a couple a week, and I probably will get outbid. A lot of times I get outbid on his auctions, but I always save anything that I buy. If I get stuff like this that I can reuse when I sell cards myself in Facebook groups or whatever, that I'm going to be shipping in the mail, if I can reuse supplies, I will save them and reuse them. Keep that stuff out of the landfill if I can. And so that's what I always do with these. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just removing the Scotch tape off of these so that way I can throw them in a box and won't be sticking to each other or anything else, and reuse them later myself. This lot is all St. Louis Cardinals cards. There's the main card in the lot. And he always inserts little pieces of cardboard in the middle of each card. And so I'm removing those right now real quick, and then I'll go over the lot with you real quick. Okay, and these right here I'll reuse as well. So some extra card supplies. And alright, here's the cards in this lot. Okay, most of these are modern. These cards from 2023 Panini. Vince Coleman. Nothing special here. These are one thing I love about Ryan. Everything is in brand new top loads, brand new penny sleeves that I'll reuse. But anyway, there's a Vince Coleman. If you're a Cardinals fan, you know exactly who Vince Coleman is. But this is like one of these modern Donruss. Coleman was a great base stealer back in the 1980s, from the mid 80s when he was a rookie, all the way up through the early 90s. After he left St. Louis, his career basically fell apart, and that came with a big pay. He got a big payday in free agency and felt like he was above the game. I remember him making comments about the New York Mets were, keep trying to keep him from making the Hall of Fame, and this guy not even close to being a Hall of Famer, but nobody was hurting his chances of being a Hall of Famer but himself. And he basically played his way out of baseball because of his ego. This guy's named Juan Ben Cho, I think, or Juan Ben Cho. Never heard of him, know nothing about him. This was Cardinals' big rookie from last year, Mason Wynn. Had a decent rookie year. I don't think he's ever going to be a star. That's not really a card. It says rated prospect on the back. Both of these were rated prospects. Whatever. Not that big a deal to me. Here's a nice card of a guy that was big time star of Colorado. He's got traded to Cardinals. It's not really done much since Nolan Arenado. This guy looked like he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory at one time, and now he looks like he's about ready to, it looks like the only thing keeping him a regular job is the fact that he's paid like he's one of the best players in the game. Right here is Jack Flaherty, is a guy this guy, I'll tell you the truth, great talent when he came up with St. Louis. Talent to be an ace, true ace. Injuries have shattered him. Now he gets by on guile. This guy knew how to pitch. He had great stuff, and he never could stay healthy. And injuries mounted over and over until finally it zapped all of his ability, pretty much. He's just a shell of his old self now. Tyler O'Neill. This is a guy that mediocre, in my opinion. Not really a true superstar. Talent level, he's got the ability to make an all-star team. Everything falls in place. He's also got the ability to look like he needs to be platooned when everything is not falling in place. Here is a guy that had a great career, Adam Wainwright. One of the few guys that ever came through the Atlanta system back in the John Schuerholz, Bobby Cox days that they traded. And he went on to amount to something. Wainwright, I will say, in John Schuerholz's defense, stated when he made the trade that brought the Braves J.D. Drew for one season to try and continue to contend for a title. He said that was the first time since he had become Braves general manager that he traded a prospect that he felt like was going to turn into a star. And that's what happened to Wainwright there. He turned into a star pitcher and had a very long career that went on long past after the Braves no longer had J.D. Drew. And I'll be honest with you, I never thought much of Drew even in his best days. Right here, Alex Reyes, another very, very talented pitcher. Amazing stuff. Poor control, but arm injuries destroyed what could have been a great career. They destroyed him before he ever made it to the majors. Destroyed it, really. And, I mean, he still ended up having some success with the Cardinals as a reliever, but, it is what it is. It happens to a lot of guys. Here's another former top prospect, Chris Lambert. And this is from 2004 Donruss. And it seems like I remember this guy, but it's been a long time. This card is serial numbered. And I don't know if you can see it because it's just stamped down here on the bottom and on the black border. It's number 437 out of 954 of this card. It is an autograph, not an old card, just a sticker autograph. But, if I want to get my money back, I could always sell that card later in an autograph group. But I'll throw this in my autograph collection, and these other cards here. To tell you the truth about it, every one of these I will be throwing into a box of cards to get rid of. But I will reuse these brand new top loaders. To me, this card right here for the autograph collection, it's what I bid on it for. So anyway, certified autograph. You find. I collect autographs. That's what I am. That's what I've been on the. I would have, because of the fact that I knew that to me that's a buck, and I knew how my experience with this seller. I knew how he shipped cards, so I knew these right here. I looked at it like this. I paid a buck for the autograph card, and I got the top loads. Brand new top loads, penny sleeves, packaging materials that I can reuse. 30 some cent. That's the way I look at that. But anyway, just a little bargain lot. And like I said, things have been crazy, and I haven't been doing very well. I've been battling some health issues the last 3 years, on and off, and it seems like every time that I start doing better, I have another bout of the same symptoms. And this past week, I had some days where it was not really that good. It wasn't the worst I've ever been since this all started. I pretty much gave up on doctors ever figuring out anything. Been through enough CT. I've got to where I used to, when it first started, I would run to a doctor. I'd run to my doctor and tell him my symptoms. And, after you go through CT scan after CT scan and every other kind of test known to, mankind, and they keep telling you they can't find anything wrong with you, I'm just like, whatever. Whatever it is, God's got me here right now. I'm okay. I finally gave up on it, and now I've got my doctor's telling me that, my liver enzymes slightly elevated. They improved, but then, they're still slightly elevated even though they improved. And, it's not dangerous or anything, but he's trying to figure out why. And then I have these symptoms, and then, they go CT scan. They don't find anything, and I'm about sick of it. I'm sick of appointments. I'm sick of the doctors trying to do the same things to diagnose stuff and still coming up with the same answers of they don't know. And it is what it is. I feel like that I'm on a merry-go-round of them using me to collect insurance money so that they can continue to get richer. And that's how I feel about it. But anyway, that's why I haven't done a video in a while. I haven't been doing good. Sorry to go on about that. Feeling a little bit better today, but still not, doing great. And like I said, I'd had this for, it's laying here on the desk. I realized today it's been here a week. I hadn't even opened it. I knew what it was, kind of, but I haven't opened it. But anyway, I'll be back doing more videos again soon, probably. But I have quit haven't been buying as much. And the problems that I talked about in a video a few days ago or a week or two ago now, about PSA and SGC and everything with the grading card companies, I've really got to a point where I think that I'm at a point where I'm pretty much fine with my collection. I don't think I'm going to be buying as much as I used to, and it doesn't mean I'm not a sports fan or collector. It just means that unless it's something that I deem a bargain, whatever, then I'm probably not going to be buying a whole lot anymore for a while. I'm definitely not going to be submitting anything anytime soon to PSA or to SGC. I have a stack of stuff that I had separated out that I was planning on sending into SGC when I got a few more. I was going to, do a decent size submission, and now I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ride it out for a little while, see how things go with these different companies. I got a feeling SGC, PSA, the changes they've made, I'm just going to ride it up, wait and see. Nothing's hurting those cards that I was thinking about sending in that I would like to get slabbed. They're in, submission card savers, and they're not going to get damaged or anything right now. And we'll just see how it goes, how the things play out. I've got other things that I'm more concerned about doing right now, in real life, and that's just the way it goes. I also have got. I've been thinking about switching my channel up a little bit instead of just doing stuff like sports cards videos, doing a little bit of sports talk. Because me and Roseanne are such big time sports fans here in Cleveland. There's a lot, I've thought about, doing some sports talk videos, but I'll still be doing sports card videos. I came close the other day, and I didn't feel good, but I was going out anyway. And somebody in Facebook Marketplace had a. It was well worth the dig if I'd have decided to buy it. It was like an entire shoebox full. When I say shoebox too, I don't mean a little shoebox. I mean a giant shoebox. What I should say is probably about the size of a 5,000 count box full, roundabout, full of football cards. And there was a lot of 70s in that. They didn't look like they were in great shape, what they had pulled out in the pictures, but there was a lot of 70s, a lot of 80s. But everything they were pulling out, there was a lot of the 70s stuff, like it was creased. I didn't see anything in the pictures of anybody that was, like a must go get, or I would have done it anyway. But they had a box like that, and then they had an album. The box was all football, it looked like. They had an album though that was all baseball cards, and there was some, big name players. There was like they had album pages open, and this was cards also, late 70s, early 80s, early to mid 80s. I think the latest cards I was seeing was like 80, 87 tops, and the cards in the album, the baseball cards, looked decent, but I wasn't again seeing. I think the biggest name I seen was Eddie Murray, um, and I'm talking about an Eddie Murray from like the mid '80s. So it wasn't really like it was a card worth a whole lot. Not like it was a mid, like a '78 Murray rookie or something. But because I didn't see anything, any big key rookies or anything, and because of like I said, and the cards in the pictures, the ones in the 5,000 count box, and it wasn't a 5,000 count box, but I'm guessing probably around 5,000 cards. They had in the listing about 5,000 football and about 2,000 baseball. And the baseball cards were in what looked like the old nine pocket pages in the album. And I mean old by the kind that the cards might be stuck in them. And I've always been turned off by that, although I've seen many that the cards you could get out and they were fine. But I have heard horror stories about cards sticking in those. But at any rate, they were asking $25, not 25, $20 for all of it, the whole box of football cards and the album of baseball cards. And it seemed like they had a couple of packs of unopened Denny's hologram cards from back in the 90s. And we had, there's like Denny's restaurants still everywhere around here. And I remember those old Denny's hologram cards. That was back in the 90s when holograms was a big deal in the hobby. That was a new thing back then. And but they were unopened and they're not really worth that much. And I seen it though, and the sheer volume, I'm like, that would be worth $20 just to dig through, since there's a lot of 70s football in there. But at the same time, like I said, I didn't see anything that, if in the photos, and they had about 15 photos, where they had flipped through pages in the album and pulled cards out of the box, and it was like, I felt bad that day, and I was like, let me just go to the grocery store, get what we need, and go back home. And I mean, this was the person that was selling it was like right here where I live, right here where I live. It said on Facebook Marketplace it was like 2 miles away from me. And I was like, you know what, just to heck with it. Because I know that probably if I'd have got it, while it would have been fun to look through, and it would have probably been enough in it, I'm sure there'd have probably been enough in it that I would have found to make it worth the $20. At the same time, it would be 90% stuff that I didn't care about. And then I got to get rid of what I don't care about, because if it's not in great condition, and it's not 70s, anything that was like 80, anything newer than 84 tops, or really anything newer than 80, 83 tops, probably I'm going to be like, eh, you know. And that would be, now in football, anything up to about 86 tops would be okay. But like I said, those football cards, what they were showing in pictures, worn corners. You know, some of the older '70s cards that they were showing were had creases in it. I could see visible creases, but like I said, there's probably some value in it for $20, but I just didn't want to fool with it, you know. Now, if I'd have seen something like a Tony Dorsett rookie or, you know, a Joe Montana rookie, yeah, I would have immediately jumped on it. And I noticed that this is how the market is bottoming out. It's still up there today. It's been a couple of days. It's still up there on the Facebook Marketplace. Nobody in my city wants it. Nobody will touch it. You can't give sports cards away where I live. And there's a card shop in a city, you know, just over from me. And that guy there, you know, he is always buying. But he even admitted to me that, you know, he buys more than he sells anymore. And most of what he sells is online. And he hardly sells much of anything out of his shop. And if he didn't own the building his shop was in, then he would probably have to close, you know. And what he's mainly selling is offline. All he's buying with people bringing it in, and then he's selling what he can online, and then, you know, but you know, he's got a lot of bargain price stuff in his store because of that. If you're a collector, the problem is there's more and more people getting out of the hobby for many reasons. And you know, I'm an older guy now, you know, and I'm like so fed up with the changes with PSA and them buying out SGC now. I'm just like, you know, I love my baseball card collection. I love what basketball and football cards I got, you know, but I'm at that point where, you know, I feel like I did back in the mid 90s when baseball went on strike. There was 75 million companies trying to make baseball cards. And I went from loving the hobby, loving baseball cards to just, I quit watching baseball. And that was something I'm growing up I would have never dreamed. But after the strike of '94, I quit watching baseball, and I didn't start watching baseball again until '96. And even then, it was sparingly. And and then by the early 2000s, I was kind of back to watching baseball, but not like before. I didn't get back to like I was before the strike of '94 until about 10 years ago. And about 10 years ago is when I met Roseanne. And Roseanne, big time Cleveland sports fan. And that drew me back into big time baseball all over again. That drew me back into digging out, you know, cards that I had from my collection and whatnot. And, but you know, it's just, it is what it is. And, you know, so we'll see what I do with the channel from here on out. But, I'm not going to say I won't still buy stuff at times, but it's not going to be like it was because I'm just, you know, my heart's not in it right now, and that may change. But because the way I am now, you about got to price things to where I'd be, you know, that I feel like I have to take it before I buy it, and with the way the things that sports car market is looking to me right now, it won't be long. It's going to be that way. That you can pretty much be able to buy anything you want for about what you know you want to give for it because I think that we're about where we were at in the mid 90s. The bottom's about to fall out of a lot of things right now. Graded card industry is getting there. I feel like that the bottom is going to fall out of it, and I feel like that the bottom is going to fall out of everything once that does. And you're going to be, because I'm already seeing, I mean, I can go, like I said, I can go to that card shop over there, and he's got boxes on top of boxes of brand new stuff sitting in his shop. Boxes open, trying to sell packs, whatever. Nobody's buying. Nobody's buying. Nothing's moving. Brand new stuff. Nothing's moving. And he said the only way he can sell that stuff is it's getting to where the only way he can sell it online. Nobody around, you know, guys that had been collecting and buying from him getting out of the hobby. Everybody's getting out of the hobby. And it reminds me of the '90s. And that's why I'm saying, I'm about done right now. Might be doing some more sports talk videos and more sharing stuff out of my collection than purchases at this point, in addition to my collection. Because a year ago, if I'd have come across that same lot 20 for $20, I'd have been coming home with all that crap in my back seat and sitting down, going through it, pulling out anything I wanted to keep or whatever for the collection, and boxing up what I didn't. I'd have definitely jumped on that 70s football, even in lower grade, and looked at that as maybe building some lower grade sets down the road, and now I'm just, you know what, nah. Right now I'm like, it would have had to have been, just like I said, something that I would have been just like, you know what, I can't let that pass before I would have even contacted the seller. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Um, I will be back again soon, hopefully more enthusiastic about baseball again. Uh, Baseball cards. If not, definitely do some sports talk. I've got so much stuff. I could definitely do a lot of videos and share parts of my collection with you all and make some pretty good videos that way, better than this video is going to be. And that might be the way I go for a little while, just to see how the sports car world plays out. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. Be back again soon.